Westminster train. Off to New York. And I want to try out for a musical. Yeah, sometimes the world is always our oyster, but sometimes the oysters aren't what we think they're gonna be. And I'm the oyster in that case, because if I audition for a freaking musical, you guys, the judges or whatever, the directors, they would literally laugh at me. They would crack up. They'd be like, this, who told this woman she can do anything she put her mind to? She put her mind, like, who told this woman she could do anything that she put her mind to? Who told her? Because we need to talk to that person. Well, you can talk to my grandparents and my father and my mother and all of my friends and family. Because y'all, I really be thinking I got it like that. Like, I could just audition for a musical. And of course, this is very top of mind for me because A, I'm going to New York City, and also B, I watched a musical last night, which was so fun. And I literally want that to just become one of my hobbies. Like, if somebody asks me like, oh, what's your hobby? I just took a wrong turn. And I knew it. I knew that I did. Okay, yeah, so we are heading to New York City. It is our very first work trip. Yeah. I mean, I go to DC a lot for work, but like, I mean, when you live in the DMV, does DC even count? I'm super excited. Of course, always so grateful. And I'm just like so excited to kind of start traveling more for work and be able to like explore the East Coast or beyond, you know? So I'm heading to the train station. I'm going to park the car in the garage because I usually park at this parking lot, which if y'all are ever in Baltimore and you need like parking, just let me know because I feel like I literally have some hacks. Like, I know some good spots that are, you know, for the low. But also parking is not the biggest issue in the city, which is one of the many things that I love about Baltimore. I mean, y'all know I'm just a Baltimore stan. So I'm going to drive to the train station. I'm super excited, grateful. I am going to be on high alert, and I'm just already so excited to get there.
Yeah.
Hello, friends. We're in New York. I'm so excited. I am just going to get out my blazer and clothes so they're not wrinkly really quickly, and then I'm gonna go grab some lunch because I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm super pumped to be here. So excited to explore. It is raining out, but that's fine. We're not gonna let that dull our shine or experience. I am hungry, so I need to go grab lunch, and then I want to shower, obviously get ready. Okay, cool. And they do have an iron, so I don't know if I showed y'all, but this is the plan, this blazer with these pants. It's actually what I wore on my little outing this weekend with my friend. So that's exciting. Hello, friends. It is Wednesday around 4-ish. I have to leave the hotel at 5 to walk to the event. So I'm just getting ready. I've been kind of just working from my hotel for the last hour or so. Kind of relaxed for 30 minutes just to unwind from the day. It's downpouring kind of in New York today. It's not downpouring, but it's like raining pretty heavily. So I'm a little bit bummed about that because I didn't bring an umbrella, only because I don't really have one that I can travel easily with. The one that I have that I would use at home is like one of those antique like stick ones. And while that would be great and lovely to have, of course, I just didn't really want to bring that with me because then I'll have to like carry it. And I mean, it's huge. It's like one of those like really long ones. It's like 3 feet long or whatever. So I have that one. Thankfully, I brought the one vest with me that has a hood, so I can just use that to protect myself, but I will still probably kind of get a little bit wet. And then thankfully in New York, there's so many of those things that you can walk under. So like, it's not like you're in constant rain, you know? I'm excited because tomorrow it's not supposed to rain and I want to do some sightseeing after I'm done with work before I head back to Baltimore. I didn't bring my straightener, so we're just gonna use this. All right, this looks crazy, but I'm going to let this sit because it is raining. So I'm just gonna let my hair sit like this. So yeah, this is good lighting for you to kind of see my skin update. I feel like it's looking noticeably better, at least in my opinion. I don't know if y'all can really tell when you just see my skin on the video. And honestly, I did want to tell you, I think this snail mucin is hydrating the heck out of my skin, but also it is, I think, tightening my skin. Not necessarily, I don't know if tightening also means that it helps reduce wrinkles. I don't know if those are the same thing, but like my skin just feels like tighter, if that makes sense. But somebody complimented my skin the other day, and they're like, your skin is so like glassy, glossy and glassy. And I was like, but also too, I use this anti-wrinkle night cream from Aldi. Actually, it's like literally $4, and I love it. I love that it's like thick but not greasy, because I feel like that's sometimes hard to come by. All right, I'm gonna get around and drink my coffee, cheers, and do my makeup. Oh, I wanted to show you the outfit for tonight. It is, my hair's just down, curly, and then I have the jewels I always wear on. I just kind of like the way that it's, you know, looks. And then I have this blazer on, which is probably a little too big for me, but I actually love the way that it fits, just because it's like, you can shut it, but it's still pretty comfortable. And then I have this turtleneck on. Sorry, the backlighting in here, at least tell. Turtleneck. These one pants that I wear, they're like this material. And then just my black boots that are comfortable because I have to walk. It is raining outside, so I will have to put on my little vest and then wear my hood up because I don't have an umbrella. So this is the work fit. Hello, friends. Good morning. It is, what is today? Thursday. I'm in New York still. It is around 8:30. I just took a shower and I'm just gonna get a little bit ready for the day. I have a training this morning on Zoom about creativity and innovation. And if you don't know me, fun fact about me is I love being creative and being innovative. And it's truly one of my favorite things. Like, if you could say, hey, what's one of your favorite things? I would say like being creative because I feel like it encompasses so many things, you know? So really quick recap on yesterday. First and foremost, I've said it and I'll always say it, is I'm just so grateful and thankful to be here. I feel very fortunate to be able to like have these opportunities, and I just never want to lose sight of that. So first, moment of gratitude. Secondly, I had so much fun at the event last night, and it truly was just like a full circle moment for me to have like, I mean, just a year ago, I started my new job. And at the time, I was kind of like, what am I doing? I mean, actually, that's not true. So like, although yes, it is. So for a few moments throughout that whole process, I was like, I'm leaving like a job that I absolutely love for a place that I absolutely love, my hometown also, all my friends and family, to go basically like take a risk. I don't know if I shared this with y'all, but at the time of my job last year, I had made a comment to my best friend, and I actually called her after my interview, and I'm like, not what I envisioned myself doing for a while. You know what I mean? Even for like more than 1 year. And so she's like, well, and we always tell each other nothing is forever, besides of course hopefully like, you know, your love and your friendships. You know what I mean? So that, and then also like, you can always get a new job in a year. So blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I ended up getting a new job within 1 year. I actually started like, because it was a leap year, so it was 2 days. So a year and 2 days. And now within 1 week of starting my new job, I'm like already traveling. And it's just like one of those moments in your life that you're like, all of my hard work has paid off. Like this is the moment that I've been waiting for. And that's like truly how I've been feeling traveling to New York. So kind of just moments of that throughout this whole time. The event itself was awesome. It's so cool to see what you do on the back end come to life. So like, it was really good for me to see, because this is gonna be like my life for the next 3 years, you know. It's like seeing the back end come to the front end, if you know what I mean. So like, that was just really cool. And this side always curls better than the left side, which is funny. I think it's because I'm right-handed and I do this side like more pressure-y. So there's that. It was super fun. I ended up going early to help my teams there like set up, even though I was kind of just like a guest, but I was like, I'm here. I'm like always willing to help, even if it's not, you know, part of the plan or like my job to do. So I went early to help with the event, and then I got to sit in on the event as like a guest, and that was amazing. Like the speakers and the performances and just the venue itself was insane. So I'm just so excited about everything, and I'm just excited for what's to come, which is such a good feeling. So there's that. And then after the event, some colleagues and I went out to have some drinks, and that was so fun. It kind of felt like we were celebrating my new job, and I'm like, you guys, we need to be celebrating like just all the hard work that you just put into this event, and it like came out amazing. So like, that was awesome. It was super fun. I finally kind of felt like I was like an adult. You know what I mean? Because I feel like up until now, like I've always kind of been like in roles where, I don't know, you either don't get invited to the events, or like you're just working the event, so you're not really part of the event, you know what I mean? And so yeah, that was nice. The connections, the conversations, just kind of hanging out with people like outside of the office is always fun. Also, I just work with like the most amazing people, so like I'm just very lucky in that way. People who I consider like my friends, you know what I mean? Whether I work here with them or not. And then after that, I FaceTimed my sister, and I ended up going to get pizza at like 1 a.m. and going into Times Square. And that was super fun because I wanted to see it at night, you know, because it's like, it's cool during the day, but it's not as cool because it's not all lit up. I mean, it's always lit up. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to see it at night. Just soaking this whole experience up. And yeah, I'm just over the moon, you guys. I'm like, don't pinch me, but like also, what the heck? You know what I mean? So, I'll see you later. We'll explore the city a little bit together. And yeah, in New York. Just kidding.
Y'all do not need to go get this book. It is actually a very, very terrible book, if I'm being honest with you. However, there is one chapter. The only reason I have it is because of this one chapter in this book that fundamentally changed the way that I train. The vast majority of complaints are made by people that think it could be done better.
I just got off of my training, which was so interesting. We're wearing today just that turtleneck. I brought 3, so I've been just wearing them interchangeably. I have these one pants on that I got at the thrift store. I'm obsessed with them because they're kind of like comfy. They're so comfy, but they're also like put together. They have pockets. I actually wish that I shrunk them because they were big, but now they're kind of short, so, but they don't look bad. And then just this jacket and my normal jewelry that I have to put on, so. Woo. Smells delicious. It kind of seems like all the thrift stores are closed because there's supposed to be some right here. All right, we found one. Thank goodness. I did end up getting that sweater because it's so stinking cute. And the colors, like, come on now. Come on. All right, we're heading to another vintage store. Oh my good golly Musnali. Story time. I'm complaining, guys. I'm just like telling you what happened. I am so happy to be back in Balti. Obviously I absolutely love New York, and I'm so grateful as always. Y'all are probably annoyed with me saying that, but I don't care. But I'm not gonna lie to you, so I was thrifting and like I wanted to try to hit all these spots, and I thought that I was gonna have enough time because I had thought that my train, I was originally gonna take like a 4:30 or 4:50 train, and for some reason I thought my train left at like 4:29 or something, or like 4:19 or 4, like later than it did. So I was like, okay, like I have 3.5 hours to basically do this big loop where I would hit up like all these certain spots that I wanted to do, and then circle back, grab my luggage from the hotel, and then make it to the train station on time. So then I'm like, I just had a weird inkling. I'm like, for some reason 4:19 or 4:29 just doesn't sound right for some reason. Like, I don't think I ended up booking that train. So I look at my train ticket, and my train leaves at 4:05, which I know is not that much time difference. But when you're at the Empire State Building at 3:30, okay, and your train leaves in 35 minutes, and you still have to stop at the hotel. Meanwhile, my hotel was like 20 minutes from the Empire State Building, and then the train station was like a 10-minute walk from the hotel. So I'm like, okay, like I have a 30-minute shindig, and that's only if, then I have 5 minutes to spare. That's if I get my luggage right away. And that's if I like don't mess up. Like, I don't know my way around New York like that. I mean, I can figure it out. I'm like, go to 37th Street and I'm on like, not even the 30s. I don't even know. And y'all, when I say I was running through New York City, like, so I was in Madison Square Park at like 3:18 when I realized my train left at 4:05. So I'm like, oh my gosh. And from Madison Square Park, my hotel was on 37th Street. So if you're familiar with New York, I was like at least 25 minutes away. And so I'm like running on Broadway. Like, I was on Broadway. That's where I was trying to remember. So I was on Broadway, like in that one where near the Macy's, booking it to 37th Street. And mind you, it wasn't 37th and Broadway or whatever. It was like 37th and like way down. So I'm like running through the city. I end up like hurting myself because I like twisted my ankle or something, like trying to make my freaking train. And then I'm like limping from my hotel by the time I realized it, because like I didn't realize when it happened. I'm like, oh my gosh, I really hurt my ankle or my foot. I don't even know. Anyway, I make it to the hotel. That takes at least 5 minutes, but I had saved time because I was running. I mean, not much time, but like enough time to make it to the train station. I made it to the train station at 3:58. My train left at 4:05. I'm like freaking out because my Amtrak app wasn't showing me like what gate I was at or what track it was on. Because it just doesn't do that. And I don't know, it does it for when I'm in Baltimore, but like it didn't do it when I was in New York. So I'm like looking at the screens, like, okay, like I'm on 173 or whatever. And I'm like, okay, like this is the track. And you can tell that I was literally like beat red and out of breath because I was running. And then too, like from the hotel to the train station, it was like a 10-minute walk. So I have all my stuff, which wasn't that much stuff, but it's like more than just me, you know what I mean? So that's kind of adding a little weight. So I'm like running through the city, like trying to make it to the train station, and finally did and made it to the train. But by the time I was on the train, I was in the back of the line. So I had to sit in like these seats that they were like two facing. So they were like facing each other. And y'all, when I tell you there was like, literally, I'm not joking you, like this much room between these two seats. And thankfully there was these nice, it was like a mother and daughter, and I just sat in front of them. I learned a lot. First and foremost, give yourself like 30 to 40 minutes at the train station. So if your train leaves at 4:05, be at the train station by 3:30, okay? Because then you can get in line, and then you can get a good seat on the train. Also, take snacks on the train. I don't know what I was thinking. I had like but I had that bagel at like, and I'm not complaining, guys. I'm just like telling you what happened. Story time, okay? Lexi almost missed her train. That's the story time here. So I'm like, I ate that bagel around like noon, 1 o'clock, and I wasn't hungry, but I didn't realize that I was going to be on the train until 7. You know what I mean? So I'm like, no, I'll be fine. So then I'm like, oh my gosh, at like 5:30, everybody starts like eating their dinners or their snacks or their food that they brought on the train. And I'm like, so yeah, we learned a lot. And I actually feel like, though, for the most part, I did really, really well for my first work trip. Like, I packed well. I wore absolutely everything that I packed. The only thing I didn't wear was the one, like, lightweight blazer, but I wore everything else. I did not overpack, not one bit. I guess I probably didn't need to bring my book, but, like, usually I would... No, I actually ended up reading my book. Yeah, so I packed every single thing that I packed I needed and used. Definitely bring, like, multiple backup chargers, because honestly, everything was so good today until 3:18 p.m. when I looked at what time my train was leaving. And you know what's crazy is that's so not like me to, like, not know when my train leaves. Like, yeah, there'll be times where I cut it close for certain stuff, but like when it comes to my train leaving to go back home, okay, that's not true. Actually, as an adult, okay, because one time I was young, I was like 20. Yeah, I don't even think I was 21. I was 20 and I was in Denmark and I missed my flight home. Yeah, Crazy, right? I missed my freaking flight home. I know. We are back in Balti. But again, I'm not complaining. I'm just so happy I was able to go. Hello. Hi. Hi, honey.